even got a vision, you ain't got a vision. How you claim to be the best but still can't stay consistent? Seem like everybody in they feelings acting like my children. Everybody with their hand out asking for my opinion. I be on my fucking grind every fucking minute. All my niggas on the rise till we stay persistent. Ain't worried about no other niggas, fuck the opposition. Living for the moment, I don't believe in competition. That shit is so non-existent, focus on your goals and missions. I'm trying to get it with my bros, trying to make a difference. It don't matter what we undergo, we go the extra distance. If not, then what's the point of living? If you gon' play the game, at least make a commitment. Look, real niggas never fold, got me feeling like a thunderbolt, charging through the storm, yeah. Push the pedal to the floor, got me feeling like a double-edged sword, with the force, yeah. Real niggas never fold, got me feeling like a thunderbolt, charging through the storm, yeah. Push the pedal to the floor, got me feeling like a double-edged sword, with the force, yeah. Real niggas never fold, got me feeling like a thunderbolt, charging through the storm, yeah. Push the pedal to the floor, got me feeling like a double-edged sword, with the force, yeah.
2020 got a vision for the shit. How you the best when you ain't work hard to get it? Me and Alonso on a mission for the shit. Everything I said I done, nigga, I did it. I been rapping, you niggas just wasn't listening. Now I'm on the better days, future glistening. If you ain't with me, you might wanna keep your distance. My team wild, 1986 Pistons. If you don't listen to nothing, you better listen. 20% music, 80% dead business. That shit you making might be fire, might be hit. With no promotion, yes, it's slowly getting hit. I don't rap for free no more, nigga, forget it. Ask Cap, if I'm capping, he gon' laugh at you. At least you tried, nigga, I ain't even mad at you. Now go and run me up and watch me throw a bag at you. You ain't even gotta ask if my shit pop. Cause
real niggas never fold, got me feeling like a thunderbolt, charging through the storm, yeah. Push the pedal to the floor, got me feeling like a double-edged sword, with the force, yeah. Real niggas never fold, got me feeling like a thunderbolt, charging through the storm, yeah. Push the pedal to the floor, got me feeling like a double-edged sword, with the force, yeah.
Know what it is, your boy Alonso.
And I'm Ash the Artist.
And we're here with C.K.G Sound. Bringing you MVDs, music news, all kinds of stuff. What else we got for them today?
Hip hop koalas, we got special performers, we got some special sodas in the building again. We about to have a good night, y'all. So
let's get it.
See y'all after these sponsors.
Let's go.
It seems smart enough to be elusive. You get bit by a tick and it enters your blood, and somehow within 24 hours it's disappeared. This little thing is like a Houdini. I just can't fathom that.
Really good question. I don't know the answer, but what I'm seeing is it pretends to us that it's something else. It pretends to us that I got a headache. It pretends to us I got a sinus infection. It pretends to us we've got a gallbladder problem.
Lyme disease often presents with neurological symptoms, behavioral changes, attention deficit disorder, headaches, seizures can happen, personality changes, learning disorders, so trouble in school, trouble learning, trouble retaining information.
We have a problem here. It's probably lying.
When you have potentially 2 million people by the end of 2021 dealing with a disease, wouldn't you try to find out what the cause of that 2 million people suffering is and go out and try to catch it or fix it or kill it?
Mr. Speaker, I rise in very strong support today of the tick-borne disease research accountability to address the gaps, and I mean the huge gaps that exist and the great unmet need in the Lyme community.
It's big. It's frightening how big it is.
There's a jigsaw puzzle with missing pieces.
Happy holidays, Hackers 2!
In this community too often. Most of our kids are growing up, but it is awesome to see someone give back to the community that is low income. Say hi. Hi. Happy holiday, y'all. Be safe, okay?
The bullshit affecting my mood. I need me a blunt and a stack of them blues. If they were war, it don't come with a shoes. We crack them, smack them, stack on them blues. The bullshit affecting my mood. I need me a blunt and a stack of them blues. If they were war, it don't come with a shoes. We crack them and smack them, stack on them blues.
Hey, let's get on to our sponsors.
Yes, shout out to all of our amazing sponsors. Yo, that last one always gets me so hyped. Shout out Taste My Jiggy. Definitely get you a soda because they're so good.
Yep.
And just to kind of recap a little bit about what y'all just saw, a couple of different sponsors there. We have Too Hot, Too Heavy, of course. Shout out to the home squad. Hey. Zip always holding it down.
Yep.
The other thing you saw there was a Lyme disease documentary coming out this year called I'm Not Crazy, I'm Sick. Let's not mess that one up again. And then the other thing you saw was a Christmas drive recap from last year. CKG was blessed enough to get a couple of sponsors throughout the community to help give back to the kids, and it was just a really great experience. So shout out to everybody that made that possible.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, that's going to bring us to our music news.
Let's get it. On today's topic of music news, what do we have for them today?
Today we're going to start with a story about Logic.
Okay, let's get it.
So, Maryland rapper and producer Logic actually just announced his new album called Vinyl Days on Instagram. Now, the reason this is really interesting, a lot of fans were surprised by this because, I don't know if you know, but Logic said he was retired. And he hasn't been in the game a very long time, but I mean, he's definitely made his mark. So when people heard this, they were excited. They're like, dang, like Logic's coming back out. He has some new music.
He's from Maryland too, right?
Yeah, he's a Maryland native. Actually, a fun fact about Logic, he actually worked with somebody from Omega Studios in Rockville, Maryland, that producer got a Grammy working with him, which is pretty cool, especially just because he's a Maryland native and he's putting people on out here. So big respect to you, and you definitely get your flowers. Another thing he said on Instagram was that, you know, he got this microphone from Jay-Z. So if you look at the clip, you see him pull out this like mic out of a package, and he's like, this is Jay-Z's microphone. Like, they gave it to me. It's exclusive. So like, he kind of did that to excite his fans as well.
Okay, true. And it says that he doesn't have a release date for his album yet, but his fans are thinking it's going to be something like the Young Sinatra rather than the newer work of like the Bobby Tarantino.
Okay.
So I mean, I could see that too. Hopefully, it's on some like old school Logic, because like I mean, the new one I heard it was all right, you know what I mean? But it's like that old Logic's really. Yeah, I'm a fan of that.
I can feel that. And like the thing with Logic that's cool is just, again, him being an underground artist from Maryland. It just kind of gives you perspective. It gives you hope. It kind of just gives you that faith to know, like, dang, like someone else from my camp made it.
And the fun fact about the Omega thing that we found out is like we went to Omega to like try to be students ourselves, and then like when we heard that some of Logic's people went through Omega, even Jay-Z's people, like one of Jay-Z's producers actually went through Omega. So like to be able to see that and all the pictures on the walls that we seen and stuff, like it was crazy. It was cool.
It's definitely crazy. It just shows you like progression and, you know, perseverance as an artist.
Right.
Now, one thing I want to challenge y'all to think about is just like, you know, how did Logic, this underground artist from Maryland, get into this position where he could retire early?
Right.
It's like, how do you even get yourself into that position in the music industry at that? He had to have been doing more things. I know Logic's really huge on Twitch. If anybody's not familiar with Twitch, that's a streaming platform where people do video games, but it's not just video games. People are on there doing music. There's a segment called Just Chatting. People be on there crocheting with their cats, man. I'm telling you, and they getting paid. So definitely shout out to Logic for being
And at the same time, like you said, it's another stream of like outcome of like, you know, income that you can make and stuff. Like pretty much, you know, as an artist, it's not just music. It's not just, you know, putting it out there and stuff. Like you can make you can make money off of YouTube, monetizing off that, monetizing off of platforms, monetizing off of the Twitch, gaming, you know, incorporate the gaming with the music and stuff. Like these are all different ways that an artist can, like, you know what I mean, create a piece of revenue for themselves.
Yeah, so it's definitely just something to think about, you know what I mean? Don't put yourself into a box. You know, shout out to Logic, because although you said you was retired, now the world's waiting for vinyl days, so we'll see what you got. So
Yep.
Shout out to you.
All right, so let's get to our next topic.
All right, let's get it.
All right, so our next topic, the first SoundCloud artist to have 10 million followers creating a new record. He became the first followed artist on SoundCloud around June 4th with approximately 9.92 million followers, passing Big Sean's number 2 record of 9.5 million followers. Wow, that's crazy.
That's wild. On SoundCloud?
Yeah, for like the most followed artists, you know what I mean? And a lot of people like downplay SoundCloud because they're like, oh, nobody uses it anymore and stuff like that. Nah, underground, you know what I mean, artists and stuff are still pushing, still using it, you know what I mean? There's a strong like fan base even built in within SoundCloud, you know what I mean? So it's like
definitely. I mean, even mainstream artists, Future, he don't even gotta be on SoundCloud. He's on Spotify, he on GQ covers. But like for him to get that record for SoundCloud, that just shows you the impression that like hip hop has. Like no matter like, you know, how big the platform is or not, SoundCloud is that place where like, you know, hip hop just resides. Like it's a community there for sure.
Right, it's definitely a community for sure.
Yeah, and it's also crazy. We heard that there were some other artists on his heels for that spot of SoundCloud. I was surprised by this, but guess who was right under Future? Young Money.
I was gonna say like Drake or
no,
something.
Yeah, it was the Young Money like camp, like Nicki, Drake, because technically that's still like under, even though let's say they're out the contract, starting their own stuff now. Young Money's still a thing out on digital platforms, so it's like them as a collective, they're almost the most followed people on SoundCloud, which is crazy.
And that shows too unity. You know what I mean? Unity, facts. Like regardless if you're pushing stuff by yourself or whatever, like it just shows. All these people are part of the same roster, but they just surpassed everybody. You feel me? Yeah. Who were some of the other people that were behind them?
So right under Young Money was Wale, with 8.32 million followers. Under him was Pusha T.
Oh, true.
After that, Big Crit.
Okay, yeah.
And then right after that, Lana Del Rey, and then Justin Timberlake. So true. Drake ain't on here. Like Bruno Mars. Oh wait, yeah, you're right. Drake already in there, but it's crazy. That's what I'm saying. Like there's so many different like avenues and ways for stuff. So yeah, shout out to y'all, because I mean, again, SoundCloud is not a dying platform. People are on there networking and still giving their flowers. So yeah, shout out to y'all. We're gonna be on there next. So
let's get it. All right, our next topic
brings us to our next topic. So this is super interesting. This is about Kid Cudi. So I'm a huge Kid Cudi fan, but I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I just actually truly understood the impact of like his music and like, you know what I mean? Really took that time to listen to him. But the reason we're talking about him now is he just hit a record for vinyl sales for Man on the Moon 3. This is so cool to me. Just
vinyl sales?
That's what I'm saying. Vinyl sales in 2022. And I know people always talk about like NFTs, the metaverse,
the digital
things.
World.
Right.
Yeah.
And like that's so super relevant. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But the fact that Kid Cudi is hitting records on vinyl sales. It just shows you that people are still playing them. Like, people are still looking for that authentic, traditional way of listening to music.
Right. I feel like that's like become like the nostalgic, you know what I mean? Like for people, it's like, oh, let me go buy this vinyl and stuff. Because like, you can't really do that nowadays.
Right. Because for now, like now you just go on your phone and just go to your Spotify playlist. But before you had the nice, like you see on the screen, they have the nice cover, the vinyl album. You take it out, it's all crisp. You set it on the player. You try to get that little needle right. I'm saying it like I've ever done it, but I've seen a lot of movies where they've done it. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. The album was digitally released in December 2020, but the vinyl edition was released December 17th, 2021. The album sits at number 4 on the top album sales chart with 41,500 vinyl units sold.
What?
So shout out to Kid Cudi. You definitely the man on the moon right now. Hitting them record sales. So shout out to you.
And you gotta think, that's physical copies.
That's crazy,
that's a vinyl, like 41,500 vinyls. Are you serious? Yo, that just shows, man. You get it how you can, yo. Get it how you can.
I gotta ask too. Anybody in the crowd listen to vinyls?
Nope. Oh, actually, I got a vinyl player at my house, and they do.
Okay.
But I listen to Cudi, and that album is
right.
That's that fire.
Exactly.
That album is that fire.
Yeah. So like, just imagine having that vinyl copy of it. You know what I mean? It's like you can show your grandkids. Like
right.
Yeah. Nah, it's definitely fire
funny.
though.
That's funny. All right, cool. So we're gonna get into our last topic for the music news today. No, actually, we got a couple more. Actually, what am I saying? Yeah. Shoot. Yeah, he said what? My leg.
Let's just start over. Hi, I'm National Artist.
Right. All right. So our fourth topic, right, is Wiz Khalifa asking artists to stop disrupting each other, encourages them to show the same love that you expect to get. I stand behind that.
Okay, Wiz.
Yes.
I see you.
Because, as entertainers, he said, let's try some new shit this year. He says on Twitter, let's mind our own fucking business. You know what I mean? Like, I agree, man. Because there's a lot of shit going on as artists. It's like, a lot of artists been, dying and shit like that. And it's like, we've lost a lot of people just this year, the last year, you know what I mean? So it's like, just giving people their credit. Like, there's money to be made out here. We don't have to be stepping on each other's toes to, like, you know what I mean, get our bread. Like, if anything, work together to get that bread. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, so I definitely encourage, like, everything that Wiz Khalifa's doing with that. You know what I mean? I stand behind that too. He even said, like, just stop disrespecting each other's families, dead homies, and just even the areas that they come from. Like, just stop all that. Like, it's not worth it. It's pointless. You're putting yourself in the spot in front of the police and anybody listening to your songs. You're just, you know what I mean? So it's just like, you're just incriminating yourself. So it's like, it's not cool. It's not cool.
Yeah, and he also mentioned, he's not saying that any of these things are the direct cause of the violence per se, but changing these things, being more conscious of the way that you interact with your artist community. Like, you know what I mean? That could truly make a difference of, like, what type of energy you're bringing and whether that's negative, violent, or positive and inviting. So just definitely something to think about. Like, and I think even just coming from Wiz Khalifa, like, he's such a chill, like, laid back artist, you know what I mean? He's not really a huge activist per se. So, like, I feel like a lot of people are going to hear that and resonate, you know what I mean? So,
yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, definitely shout out to you. So that's going to bring us to our next topic here. We're going to talk about Nasty Nas. Nasty Nas. Gotta talk about Nas. So, let's talk about Nas. Nas being sued. They suing Nasty Nas.
Yeah.
Man.
And it's for the Illmatic, right?
Yeah. So, let's bring it back real quick. Let's bring it way back. So, Nas is being sued right now for not paying royalties for Illmatic to producer Pete Rock. Now, the reason this is something we definitely want to talk about because ownership, okay? Ownership, royalties, like split sheets. There's so many things that people don't discuss when it comes to, like, releasing music. And these are things that need to be talked about ahead of time so that situations like this could be avoided.
Right.
I can't imagine in the 90s, like, people was just in the moment, in the culture, like, they didn't know about, I know 360 deals was, like, starting to come about and everything, but it wasn't like how it is now where everybody's like, shame to the industry. I feel like everybody's trying to be independent now. So back then, it's like, who knows what Nas's people knew, like, that they were getting into. But definitely got to give credit when it's due. So I don't know how that's going to turn out.
Yeah, facts. Another thing too is that, you know, they were talking about the how Nas was talking about like his new album, that hip hop is dead and this and that. And I remember Jeezy when he was first coming out, when that whole album like came out and stuff. So like when he heard Nas say that hip hop is dead, he kind of took offense to that, because he was kind of like, yo, I'm a new artist coming up. Like at that time he was coming up.
Right.
Excuse me. The Jiggy soda got me.
Yo, what you do to him? We gotta host the show. Like,
over here, like,
what's in that?
Woo. Right, that's that carbonation. Hold on, what was I saying? I done lost what I was saying. Okay. Yeah. So he was coming up, right, in the time of that album. So pretty much he was like, yo, for Nas to say hip hop is dead, like that's whack, you feel me? And then he was also taking, like, a lot of Southern rappers were taking offense to it too, because he was like, yo, is he targeting us? Is he talking about us? But in all reality, Nas said that he was actually targeting the New York rappers with that album. Like, he was specifically talking to New York rappers and stuff like that. So they cleared the air up on all that. But I just thought it was interesting, you know what I mean? Just to bring that up and stuff.
Yeah, and even the fact that it's 2022 and we're still talking about Nas. I mean, that's significant in itself, for real. Like,
and like you said, he's getting sued because he didn't pay the royalties to the producer. Like he did that how long ago? And you know what I mean? Made all this money from it, was living the good life and stuff, and now he's getting sued because he didn't want to pay the producer royalties. And it's probably because it's not because he didn't want to or anything. It's maybe because he didn't even read the contract, or he was just like, maybe I don't have to pay him. You know what I mean? So it's like, but always, like, you know, when you do a song and stuff, always have contracts, always have, you know what I mean, some type of, you know, proof that this transaction is happening. You feel me?
And that's on facts. That's on mommy. Listen, I gotta update y'all real quick. We got some comments rolling in.
Okay, let's get it.
I'm trying to keep up. Y'all got Twitter fingers. All right, so we got, yo, that's dope. I'm so excited. I almost yeeted my phone. They said, when's Roe coming on?
Hey, shout out to Super Roe.
They said, this is my first time, the Rollin' Biscuit. Let me give you your flowers. This is my first time tuning into this. Someone said cherry popped. Word up. I like this podcast. Humble hoodlum. Humble hoodlum, baby. Someone said, I gotta get my soda. And then someone said, I'm drinking Budweiser.
All right, let's get it. Yo, turn up at home. Let's get it.
Yeah, yo, shout out to everybody interacting at home. Super Row will be on after the music video segment, so definitely stay tuned for that. That brings us to our last and final news topic.
Yes. Soulja Boy, because we can't stop talking about this man. He pops up everywhere and anywhere. I don't care what you say. He's popping up.
Just can't help it.
Right, so Big Draco, right, he's 31. At this point, it feels like he's 55 because he's been doing music for I don't know how long. You know what I mean? He's been doing shit for how long now? He was actually 17 when he made his first hit on Billboard with Crank That. Yeah. He was 17 when that first dropped. So imagine hitting Billboard, getting all this money and all this fame, all this stuff at one time. And you know what I mean? You like, are you ready for that? You know what I mean? Like all that. That's crazy. So, another thing, Soulja Boy says that you can't be in the streets and you can't be making music at the same time. It's not possible, right? So a couple things he was saying. He says every time he finds a new rapper, they're getting locked up. So free the young rappers. I know it's hard in these streets, but you can't be a rapper and in the streets at the same time. You gotta separate it. So what are your thoughts on that, Ashley?
I mean, that's a double-edged sword, just because I know a lot of street people, you know, express themselves through their music.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? And that even ties in, this is a different conversation, but that gets into like lyrics and how literal they are too.
Right,
you know what I mean? Like whether that's a metaphor, whether you're actually talking about some real life stuff, you know what I mean? Music's really about expression too. So like, that's a hard one, you know what I mean? But I do think that you, as an artist, you have to carry yourself as an artist entrepreneur. And, you know, people see you first. So it is important to not let that, I guess, street side take away from the business side of the music.
And another thing is, too, like, depending on what state you're in, like, I know that Jay-Z's fighting for, like, you know what I mean, to make New York, like, you can't use your lyrics against you in court of law and stuff.
Yeah.
So like in Maryland, I think they can. Yeah, they're allowed to use your lyrics in the court of law. So it's like just just wording what you're saying, and you gotta be careful because like once you start being seen in the light and shit, you know what I mean? It's like that can be held against you in the court of law, and it's like. You know what I mean? So it's like just being aware of these situations because this shit is happening and they are targeting like artists and stuff, you know what I mean? Like who don't know about this, people who are in the streets trying to intermingle with music, you feel me? So it's like just everybody gotta be on their toes.
Yeah. So let me ask y'all, what are y'all's thoughts?
Yeah.
In the audience, what are your thoughts on this conversation?
I kind of had a question. I'm like, you know what I mean? I get it. You say it's double-edged sword, but at the same time, it's like, how do y'all feel? Like, I feel like, wouldn't it be the street thing to protect the bag? So, like, you know what I mean? You got a man's in the street, you know what I mean? You respect it for what he do. When he decide he want to do this, I'm not saying, you know what I mean, you're not street because you're making money, but at some point you got to choose, you want to do the streets or the money. So it's like, or the different kind of money. So it's like, sometimes as a street person, you got to let your mans go get that bag. You know what I mean? That's what's missing. Is the fact that they like, let him go get that bag. Not let me bum off of him, you know what I mean? Let him go get that bag and be that and separate himself and protect him by any means. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but that's like real like loyal streets though. It's like how many people operate like that?
How many people operate?
Your bag. That's your man.
Some artists, like G Herbo.
That's why they made it.
Yeah.
That's why they made it.
He was still in the streets, but like he didn't put himself in that position. He got his peoples to do it or whatever.
Right. And in the same way too, it's like, like at the end of the day, we're all trying to get out of the position that we were in. You feel me? So it's like you can't knock somebody from the streets trying to make some music and trying to like turn some illegal money into some legal money. You feel me? Like, cause at the end of the day, it's like, you know what I mean? You don't know what they've gone through. You don't know the situation that they've been through and stuff. And it's like, you don't know what they had to do to get to their position and stuff. So
facts. Yeah, and I think when you say the word can't, that is like actually dangerous. Like, you know what I mean? Being like, you can't be in the streets and in the rap game. You could discourage somebody who wants more out of their life, or you could discourage somebody who, whatever the case might be. So I guess just be conscious of your language and like,
and just your moves and what you're doing.
Yeah, your moves,
feel me? Like
your company.
Because
if you're in Maryland.
Right. Because
Say that again.
Because like.
You know, some people just get in the game because they want to get in the game.
Right.
Look at that in a different concept. You know, some people just want to come in and they just want to get into what they like in terms of rapping. It just may be something that came natural.
Right. No, that's facts.
I just wanted to address that because it's not all targeted towards, guys that live on the street.
Yeah. No, facts.
Back in the day, back in my day.
Right.
Guys used to get on the corner and just harmonize. And from there, they were discovered, a lot of them, and then they became, artists and things like that.
And it's crazy how, like, how things used to work in that time, you know what I mean? Like, and then how it is now. Everything is like, over computers. You can't even, like, have a conversation with people and stuff because it's like COVID and all this other stuff, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
The times have changed.
And they keep changing.
But it's not over yet.
All right, y'all. Well, we're going to go ahead and wrap up the music news segment.
And we're going to get into our MVDs.
Are we throwing paper? I didn't get that memo. Hold up.
All right,
y'all. So why don't you break down how this segment works for all of our new viewers?
All right, so our MVDs, right? It's our music videos of the day. We show 3 music videos, and then we'd like to let the audience rate it, hot or not. What do you guys think? And then we give people's like legit, genuine like feedback on what they think about it. All right, y'all with it? Y'all with it?
Yeah. All right, let's get it. So, do you want to announce the first video?
Yeah. So the first one is Devodadon. Devo. It's Devo.
Devo the Don.
And it's fuck Karen.
I'm trying to tell you, dog. Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
all the shit without the crust. I'm trying to tell you, bro.
Nah, but my nigga, with the peanut butter and the marshmallow fluff.
But see, I can't
What
get
the
jiggy
fuck?
with the
Marshmallow fluff?
That's what I'm saying.
Nigga, what? Nah, nigga.
Marshmallow cavity between two fucking pieces of bread. Yeah, John, you have a toasted.
Hey, hold on, who the fuck?
Oh, let's see what. Excuse me.
Sit down.
What the fuck? What the? What are you
I
doing?
just got off work. I'm tired. I don't need to hear this shit in my goddamn house.
We're not in your house. We
You're in front
outside.
of my property. Get the hell out.
Respect the drip, Karen.
Fuck Karen.
I got made.
Oh, duff ass hoe. And don't like your haircut either. Talking about, can I speak to the manager? Get the fuck out of here, bitch.
Respect the drip, the set don't trip. My penmanship is relevant. Your whole squad is dead as shit, cause you were born by a Karen. Hey, fuck Karen and her unborn son, I be getting these bitches cause I'm the one, Stop dick riding me before I come, Matter of fact, I like the feeling of your gut, Who said you said I'm Fiji? Dripping like a faucet, she eat me just like a kiwi. You say you don't need me, bitch, I know you lying. Cause these little niggas pee-wee like Kermit when they are trying. No, I don't like you. If we make contact, I bet I might fire you. Ignite you with a stick, I'm a dickhead. The ladies suck me up, I hit the woo like Ric Flair. So don't ever try me. Hitting big blunts, got my eyes looking Chinese. I'm clever with the rhyming, I don't need comparison. And I hit that sucker mom bitch named Karen. Fuck Karen and her unborn son, I be getting these bitches cause I'm the one, Stop dick riding me before I come, Matter of fact, I like the feeling of your gut, Who said you said I'm Fiji? Dripping like a faucet, she eat me just like a kiwi. You say you don't need me, bitch, I know you lying. Cause these little niggas pee-wee like Kermit when they are trying. I get real high off life, and I don't need a motherfucking drug all night. And that's alright, fuck lean with the Sprite. Cause I'm a fucking genius with my Nobel Prize, I'll be kicking out the flow, no minstrel. Bitches on my smile, they're looking right at my dimple. So simple, but the shit get deep like my motherfucking meat. I repeat, my meat, She told me she was vegan, but my dick is in her mouth, That don't make no sense, like wow, I'm about to win, better throw in the towel, Cause I'm the shit, like what's in my lower bowel, Fuck Karen and her unborn son, I be getting these bitches cause I'm the one, Stop dick riding me before I come, Matter of fact, I like the feeling of your gut, Who said you said I'm Fiji? Dripping like a faucet, she eat me just like a kiwi. You say you don't need me, bitch, I know you lying. Cause these little niggas see me like Kermit when they are trying. Fuck!
Yo, that shit hot, yo. I was waiting for the TV to break, yo. Hot.
Yo, that shit was hot.
Alright, so let's see what the audience what we thinking. I'm seeing hots. Alright, let's get it.
Round of applause,
hey.
That was fire.
Put some sound effects on that. Hell yeah.
No, that shit was wavy, yo. I'm not even gonna front. It was funny. It was wavy.
It was fun.
Like, that was dope.
It was just an energy, and like I said, I seen that TV just sitting behind you, or you were sitting on it, or I'm like, when is he gonna smash that shit? Like, I was just waiting, and then at the end, you're just like, boom, like, hell yeah, that shit was fire. Yeah, hell yeah, that's what I was waiting for.
Fire, definitely fire. So, all right, let me see. What are y'all thinking out in the crowd? Anybody want to share with their thoughts on the
why they
video
think it's
or the
hot?
song?
I remember when that joint dropped.
Okay.
That joint dropped. I love it because it's got like that Bay Area feel to it. So you know.
Hell yeah.
True shit.
I not only think it's hot because I support everything that he does, but I got to see every little detail like throughout that whole experience, and it was just too fun.
Okay.
To see somebody progress and like just be involved in that, you know. It's
Hell yeah. That's what's up. Give it up for that. For the support team.
Yes. All right, we got some people online commenting.
What they saying?
I remember this joint. Love this.
Okay.
And then somebody said the song's okay.
Okay.
All right.
I'll take okay.
All right.
And it's still fuck Karen.
Right. Regardless. She's calling the manager regardless.
Right.
All right, y'all. Yeah. So that was fire, and thank you again for your submission. And that brings us to our next video.
All right, this next one is
T Will's The Fight.
Let's get it.
Like a boxer, I'm preparing to get ready for the fight. What they do not know about me, I've been fighting my whole life. Staying disciplined to get the win, I'm drawing from within. Wake up first, put in work, then I do it all again. Yes, he's killing it, transforming it, there's not another option. This is algebra to calculus, we got a different problem. Don't agree, that's okay, but be sure not to sway. Staying loyal to the soil, don't get caught up in the waves. Draw your line in the sand, then show yourself a man. When you step into that ring, make sure you come in with a plan. You will land up on that surface. I'm serving a greater purpose, to be harmless as a dove, but as wise as a serpent. So trust me when I do say, I know the God that does say. Better watch out when the mouth sprays and these words go off like gunplay. And I think it's kinda oddly how these words are so godly, aiming for the brain but catching the whole body. Hey champ, they see you out there. Gotta duck 'em, gotta dodge 'em. Just know that you're a whole problem. This is a fight. Are you ready for that fight? Are you ready to show 'em that you ain't nothing to mess with? That you're the best one out here? You put in all this work, so we gotta go again and show 'em. If they leave, then close the door. Do not chase them anymore. If they're splitting over politics, I heard it all before. First they doubt before they hear us. They're the ones I never trust. If they're not down with us now, then I guess they never was. We just move at different speeds. You just gotta learn your limits. Got a PhD in that fresh academics. But it's not about the gifts, it's all in how you use it. If they keep the airplane, then I'm hijacking the music. This is David vs. Goliath, then I'm going for the triumph. Keep my rhymes up in my sling, using words like I'm violent. But I'm keeping up a piece of me for what I got in store. But what David said to Solomon, get ready for the war. You can't buy a piece of mind or get back all of your time. When you're walking down the path, make sure you're walking with the wise. Leave behind all those excuses for something you really need. Cause what we lift up in a day wasn't meant for the weak. I'm gone. T. Wills, fresh academics. You know we had to do this. Let's go. The fight.
Oh, look at this hot.
Hey, okay, you got 2 hots from us.
Okay, I see a nod. I see a hot.
I'm halfway with it.
Oh, okay, I see somebody halfway.
Okay, we love the feedback. So.
Okay.
All right, see some half and half over there.
All right, let's get into the audience. Why are we thinking? Let's do the halves first. I see a couple halves. Let's do the halves.
I feel like I wanted to see him doing more. I wanted it to kind of connect his story and what we were seeing. Just one more connection.
Okay.
I dug it, man, when I first saw it with the war, with the paper and all that type of stuff. The visual was very good. It felt like cinematic at first. And then it went off to something else completely.
Okay.
Relic warrior type fighting shit somewhere or something.
Yeah, so a little bit.
With the guns kill the ninjas?
Let's give a little context.
Yeah. To give you a little context. To give you a little context on the video, it was a video produced by Fresh Academics, and it's for this movie that they have coming out in Hagerstown. It's called Rewatch. So like tune into that. So I think that was like a break off of like explaining the movie, but then like having that war, like, you know what I mean? So does that make more sense then? Okay, so with more content. Okay, so we those middles turned into some hots. Okay.
Honestly, I think kind of contrary to I feel like the production, it's not that it was bad, but I feel like because it was kind of dramatic and for a film could have been definitely deeper. Like, because there was some pans that could have been way close. Like, I don't know, you know what I mean? But like when I watch Paramount Plus, HBO, you know what I mean? When I watch movies, a lot of like the directing of it could have been a little bit more dramatic.
I don't know nothing about filming, but the pans could have been
right. Sound like you know a little something about filming.
I do love film, but it's like just for the purpose of it, it could have drawn you, like, you know what I mean? It could have drew more people in with certain little things, like, you know, because that's where it lost me, you know, certain things, you know what I mean?
Okay.
It was still fire.
That's how I feel.
At the beginning.
It's great for me because it's like anybody out there trying to do something. Like, you got to give them credit.
Right.
You know, I give you credit for that, but it's also I would like to see more.
So I'm hearing a lot of people in the audience are saying that like they want to see more of him, like T. Willis the artist, rather than like the movie shot version of the war. Okay. All right,
Anybody
cool.
else?
So
I think it was kind of hot for real.
I mean, yeah, like I like the aesthetics of like certain scenes and stuff. Like it had me like really tuned in, like what's about to happen. You know what I mean?
Right. Grimy feel too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bars, bro.
Yeah, definitely had bars. The bars were hot. The bars were hot. The bars were hot.
All right, y'all. Well, let's see what they're saying online. So we got some comments. The Rollin' Biscuit said, "I like this. It has a good beat." It kind of reminds me of Mims. Whatever happened to him?
Who's Mims?
This is why I'm hot. This is why. Damn. The Rollin' Biscuit. Biscuit. I said Bisquick. Biscuit. You ain't Bisquick. They said the video is cool also. Lauren Andrews said the beat and the lyrics are great, but I feel like something was off with the delivery for real. Visuals are strong, but I don't know, something feels off.
It's the pants.
It's the pants. Yo, stay over here.
You watch Netflix tonight, the dramatic journey.
Alright, Tay, next video, T. Willis hit Tay up. She got you on the pants.
Taste my jiggy got you with the pants.
Just because I like the art of it.
And she gonna hook you up with a soda.
Yeah,
and the tightest pants.
The tightest pants. All right, y'all. So that was great. Thank y'all for so much feedback on that.
And thank you, T. Willis, for putting yourself out.
Putting yourself out there takes a lot of courage. So
bars.
Yeah, shout out to your bars and your war room. So that brings us to our last video.
All right, so our last one is Joshua Cadence Fell Apart.
I'm just saying, every time we're out with your little colleagues, you want to start acting.
First of all, they're big colleagues, they're big spenders, they're not little colleagues.
So you can just treat me like trash? Embarrass me?
You're at this party, we're with these important people, and you're sitting there yawning in front of these people.
You acting like this is just because of yawning? No.
As far as my headphones
Probably
go.
because that tramp you've been seeing.
Right.
Like, you think I don't know about it?
Right. Just get out.
Get out?
Yes. Get out.
Paparazzi taking pics whenever they see me. Women in love, kisses and hugs. Some girls that favor I dream a genie. Come easy till it becomes a drug. In the dressing room on a sneak tip, not in the pub. Yeah, that's the life that I used to dream about. And now I be talking Jesus, that's who I be about. People taking over and need one more member, but I refuse to be the one to make it even out. Will I need them once I'm famous? Who will I keep around into that painful process of elimination? So just watch you giving the invitation. they can very well be the cause of your team's infiltration. In the sick field nation, the big bills dictate the way we interact with one another. Listen to these facts, utilize what you taught. I know you looking through brutal eyes because of the way that you fought to survive. But no matter how you try, some things you can't revive. Let it die and make you better with the rest of your time. Cause life is too short, time flies. I'm having nightmares of the dreams money can buy. I'm in my room trying to recollect the previous days. Give me a headache for which I usually leave to evade. That's the effects of being in a small city full of Lizzie McGuire's, Gordons, and Ethans all day.
Trying to find my way, but I can't see. I've been up late, getting no sleep, and it's traumatizing. These pictures in my mind, and I just want peace, can't sleep. Lord, please save me. Ooh, what shall I choose for destiny?
I say pushing my buttons, setting off my previous ways, which don't really connect to who I'm being today. And to be honest, that's how most human beings get played, trying to be someone they not no most on the room for a change. I'm moving today, but you in my way. I need you to move. I'm trying to see the sun, but I got blue in my rays. I've been losing my way, trying to get asthmatic money is blue in the face. No room in the bank, I'm doing my thing, ayy, but I'm losing my brain. I'm misusing my strength. Social incline for my soul's decline. I didn't know the price would be this high. I done lost foundation, jocking style from my apprentices. I've forgotten what it really means to be authentic. How in the world the teacher end up sitting in detention? Lost what it mean to really be authentic. All in the name of pride slipping. It come before the fall like the summer days. If you built up anything at all, it just go to waste. Y'all don't like it when I speak that truth, so skip the track and hear somebody else line the booth. I'm out. Can't do that, man. It ain't me, no, it ain't me. Palestine, these people
I can't get no sleep, had these crazy dreams. Waking up at 3, what is this supposed to mean? Oh yeah, oh yeah,
oh yeah.
Grandma's telling me, mama keep telling me
that I need to put it in the hands of God. I'll finally try. And now I'm seeing the light in the darkness. I said dreams bring the money, money bring the problems. I look up to God cause I know He gonna solve them. I ain't worried, I ain't worried. I said dreams bring the money, money bring the problems. I look up to God cause I know He gon' solve them. I ain't worried. Hey, babe. Yeah, I'm good. How are you? Good. I just want to let you know I appreciate you.
Wow, Joshua Cadence, everybody.
I just want
R&B is back.
Woo!
I just want to start off by saying that shit gave me chills. Man, that shit gave me chills.
I got cold chills.
That was hot, bro. Hot.
Yeah, that was very hot.
What we think in the audience, yo? Everybody in there thinking it's hot, yo. It's too hot, like everybody.
Yeah, right.
Yo, he said a bar. He said something like getting asthma, trying to get this money, turning blue in the face. That was a double.
Listen, Joshua Cadence.
He said a lot of things in there. It was like double-edged sword, but that shit was hot, man. That shit got me over here.
He was on some like kind of like still honoring guy. He had to do it.
Yes.
And the gunshot too threw me off because I'm like, yo, he's like talking about giving it to God, and then he pulled a trigger, but he was just like, it was like a dream. You feel me? And I was just like, whoa, that was.
That's real. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah, we gotta talk about the storyline. Like the storyboard for that was crazy.
Right.
He did it. That's all in him.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's talent.
Yeah, shout out to Joshua Cadence. Yeah. And somebody else we gotta shout out. Who is it? Dracavelli?
Avery.
Yeah.
Yo!
That's how you say it, right? Dracovelli? Dracovelli.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dracovelli for the videos, man.
Yeah, you was on here twice tonight.
You was on it. You was on it.
Yeah, so shout out to you. Wow, those videos for this segment were just all
That was
fire for real.
fire.
That was a good time. Thank you all for participating. Shout out to everybody at home listening.
Shout out to the artists that put themselves in the spotlight like that. Like, you know, it's not easy doing that, but you know what I mean? Criticism is just important to grow as well as an artist.
Yes, it makes you just stronger as an artist. And again, anybody who's interested in submitting music videos, you can just email us at CKG Sound Entertainment LLC at gmail.com. And send your videos in. We would love to showcase you.
Yeah, let's get it.
All right, so that brings us to our next segment.
What is that?
I think this is what the people have been waiting for. Oh, hold on. Before we move forward, I forgot 2 comments, y'all, about Joshua Cadence. They said the song was kind of sad, but sometimes we need sad songs.
I feel that.
And then
I feel that.
they said this joint got bounce, and then someone said this whole podcast is fire.
Hey, shout out to you.
Shout out to you. Shout out to you. The Rolling Biscuit. Definitely. We'd love to have you in here in the in-person audience. Thanks for interacting online.
And this wouldn't even be possible without you guys too. You know what I mean?
Like,
so let's get it.
It's a community. Like when we started this podcast, we really envisioned like indie artists connecting and just having a place where like you know you're gonna get played. You know that you're gonna get some feedback on your music. You know what I mean? So shout out to the community of CKG, and let's get in. Let's go ahead and get into our big moment here. I know people at home been waiting for this. They've been asking for him.
Yeah, they've been asking all night.
They asking. I heard we got a humble hoodlum in the house.
Oh, let's get it.
Big humble hoodlum in the house.
The one and only Super Roll.
That's my cue?
Yeah.
Oh man, you put it up on the screen too? Oh man, look at that.
Welcome to CKG Sound.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, so what's up with you, man?
The show is hot.
Hey!
Thank you.
What y'all think in the audience? No, I'm just playing. What's going on?
Right, it is fun.
I appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah, let's get it.
We've been trying to get you on here for a little bit now.
Yeah, for real.
You're a busy person.
Busy man.
Yeah, I try to stay busy. I appreciate y'all having me though.
Yeah,
for real. Like I says, it really is an honor, and just in general for the show now to be hosted at Martinsburg, you know, to have you here, it just really does mean something. So
I appreciate that.
For the people,
yeah, I was gonna say for the people at home, like, you know what I mean, tell us a little bit about who you are and stuff, as an artist and what you do.
Oh man, the quick rundown. I'm Super Roll. I'm originally from the Bay Area, California. I came out to this area, to the Panhandle area. I linked up with my man Wally Flew. We can't talk about Humble Hoodlum without mentioning Wally Flew.
Right.
This is all his
Rest in peace to him.
Yeah, Wally was murdered in 4 years ago, 2017, and since then I've been you know, kind of running the family, like we like to call it, and you know, we're just trying to spread positive vibes. You know, we have a nice stable of artists. We have people that are affiliated with the brand. Tay is affiliated with the brand. Taste My Jiggy. Got the My Jiggy soda. I was just drinking it live on Facebook yesterday. Tay just dropped the album yesterday. Unmedicated, just so y'all know.
The Unmedicated, right? That's what it's called?
Yeah, Unmedicated. Yeah. But yeah, we're just trying to spread the positivity and good vibes and good music, and just like our whole thing is kind of, for the most part, like that golden era hip hop vibes. Not necessarily the sound, but the vibe. You know, so that's what we're trying to do.
Like even when I first met you and stuff, I never had the privilege to meet Wally and stuff like that. But like, you know what I mean? Just even knowing you and stuff, like just seeing everything that you do for the hoodlums and like everything that you've done, like just creating the events. Your community for the hoodlums is insane, bro. Like I respect your hustle.
There's no other like it
for the hoodlums.
I appreciate that,
because like your community, I call it your community because they really are your community.
Yeah,
everywhere you go, it's your family, bro. It's your, like, you can see it, you can tell, like, and I respect that, bro. I respect that.
We got the song family because I don't got no fans, I don't got no friends. I just got my family. Everybody else is something else. You know what I'm saying?
That's facts.
Oh, so yeah. Let me take it back a little bit. You know, when I'm bringing it way back.
Okay.
So in the beginning, what was it? Where did that inspiration come from? Like, what was it that made you take music serious?
What made me take me? I mean, really, I don't know. I've had music in my life like my whole life. I guess what really made me take it serious is just seeing what was happening in the Bay Area. Like as I was on my way out of there, the hyphy movement was really taking off, and seeing a community of artists just kind of just expressing themselves and everybody supporting each other for the most part, and seeing that like when you left the area, it wasn't the same as it was in the area. And if you was in the area, if you wasn't listening to hyphy music, or if you wasn't down with Mac Dre or E40 or Yuck Mouth or any of them, then you might as well not even be from the Bay at the time. And like I came out here and I saw that there was like a void. You know, there was some solid artists when I came out here. Like I got off the plane, first thing I did was ask like, yo, who's popping out here? And people, you know, I gotta shout out Mossberg Duck. That was the first person that people brought up to me and stuff like. And Psych Sick, who I work with now, who was with the Homicide Maniacs. Right. You know, people were bringing them up to me, and I'm like, we got all these talented people in this area, but there's the potential was there, but it wasn't happening, and it's still not happening yet. But I'm trying to, you know, do what I can to, you know, facilitate that for the area. And y'all seen it with the shows and the events and how I affiliate people and bring people in to what we're doing. You know, I'm just trying to you know, make things as viable as possible for as many people as possible, you know.
Right. And that's one thing I see about you is that you really do like just open the door for anyone and anyone, like, you know what I mean? Like you really do like allow to create opportunities for people, like, you know what I mean? Like anybody could be a hoodlum, you know what I mean? I'm a hoodlum, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes,
like,
sir.
yeah, like, and I love that whole community thing, like, and tell me about like getting to that point, you know what I mean? I'm sure you had trials and tribulations, you know, going through what you had to and stuff, but like you still continue to stay solid through everything that you do, you know what I mean? You still continue to push forward, you still continue, and that inspires people, like me inspires people, like Ashley inspires people in the audience, you feel me? Because at the end of the day, it's like seeing you push forward gives me hope to, like, you know what I mean? All right, I can push forward, I can maybe create something, a community of my own, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. So yeah.
I'm gonna crack open my
yeah,
let's get it.
For sure. So,
but for real, like, just to answer your question real quick, like, how I feel about it, like, if not me, then who?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, if not me, then who?
Straight up.
So, I gotta do what I'm doing.
Facts.
Nah, that's facts, though. So, did you have, like, a role model, you know, growing up before you got to the point where you're like, I'm gonna create my own wave? Like, who did you look up to?
I've always looked up to myself. No, I'm just
oh my God.
I said that real serious too. I was like, dang.
Like, tell me more. Every time.
Since I was a baby. No,
Right.
No, I mean, like I said, like the Bay Area movement was like real important to me. Like people like Yuck Mouth. Yuck Mouth is probably my biggest influence. Back in the day, it was like Cannabis too. I loved Cannabis back in the day. His whole like battle thing where he pulled out his notebook paper, that broke my heart. But yeah, like people just like business people that saw more than music. Like when I started doing merch and everything, people were telling me like, yo, that's the rock band hustle where you're selling shirts and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's always been like, what can we do outside of the music? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So anybody that was doing stuff, like anybody that was taking their music and doing more from it, that's the people I was watching. The Master P's, the Jay-Z's, you know what I'm saying? And then back home, it was, you know, Mac Dre, the whole Thiz movement, and Yuck Mouth, and Jay Prince, and people like that, you know? So that's who I'm always watching. I'm still watching them.
True.
Okay. So, next question for you that I got. When was your first performance?
Oh,
when was the first time you hit a stage or held a mic?
1943.
Yo, oh man. You know what? What was that video? But nah, I was it was actually in the church. I used to, like, the first place I got to actually write my own lyrics and perform my own lyrics was in the church, because they had little breakdowns, and people knew that I rapped, so they would let me like write my own raps and do them in church. So that was the very first place that I was performing. That's where I got my chops with the youth choir.
Yo, that's
shout out to South Bay.
Yeah, right. Yo, that's kind of crazy, because like I kind of have a similar story too. Like when I first, like back in like elementary school, I had this chorus teacher that like pushed me to like sing and pushed me to like do stuff and get in front of the class and like perform and shit. And I think it was because of her, honestly. That's why I'm like more comfortable of doing stuff now, because like, and it's the littlest thing. You might not think that shit like doesn't affect you, but like later down the road, it's gonna be like, oh shit, like, you know what I mean? I didn't take into consideration that like I was kind of already learning that shit at a young age, and now I'm like more comfortable with it. Now I can like, you know, present myself in a way, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Like I said, it's definitely inspirational. Hit you, you know, when you're least expecting it.
Right.
So to catch you up on some comments real quick before we get to the next questions. So we got the Rolling. Yup, long live Dread Eye. R.I.P. Andrew. He was a good dude. HHE forever. Proud to be a part of HHE. That's the Rolling Biscuit. Sarah Seen said the juice / liver loves you. I'm assuming that's for you.
Yeah. Yo, that's the homie Matt Oliver, the juice. Humble Hoodlum tastemaker.
And then Rolling Biscuit said, "How's the soda?"
Yo, it's delicious. That's the homie Joey. He's like one of the biggest supporters.
Oh yeah, Joey. Yo, shout out to Joey. Shout out to Joey, yo.
I didn't even have to say his whole name.
Yeah, I already knew.
Shout out to Joey.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So like, tell me what are some plans for Humble Hoodlums? What are some plans for yourself? Like, you know what I mean? What is it? Where do you want to like take yourself next to? You know what I mean? Career wise, life wise, like.
Well, right now I'm just trying to work with artists, and you know, I'm kind of at a point where I'm trying to figure out exactly what's next. You know, we're making music, we're doing things that are financially viable. So, you know, now it's kind of time to figure out what's next and kind of put other people in position so we can all do what I'm doing together. You know, but I mean, really, like, what's immediately next? Bigger events. I'm working on putting together a festival at some point when things get a little bit different, you know.
Okay.
And we're gonna start trying to bring out some bigger artists to the area, and you know, just more music. We're trying to do more music. Tay just dropped last week. I'm dropping, or yesterday.
Right.
I'm dropping next Friday. I'm dropping Slap 4 for anybody.
Ooh, y'all heard that?
Slapping him 4 about to drop.
Tell me a little bit about that.
I mean, slapping-ins are just like, they just slapping, you know? Sometimes shit slappings, you know?
Right. It's just
so, like, it's just, I don't really
like
promote them like that. I just put them out. This is the first one that's been streaming, so I did promote it a little bit.
Okay.
But usually they just slapping. This one I announced like a couple weeks ago, but it's an EP, and it has, you know, I usually on my slapping-ins, I get some of my more abrasive feelings out, and then we get back to the fun stuff we're doing. You know, we're working on a compilation. Me and Tay got a song Way Up that's about to be on there. That's we actually did hear it Too Hot Too Heavy. So yeah,
we're trying to get a CKG Humble Hoodlum.
What's up? I mean,
what's up?
Listen, we had a conversation.
Yeah.
Let me know.
Let's get it.
You already know. We all got mad love for you. Hoodlums got mad love for y'all. And like what you said earlier, people ask me all the time, how can I be a hoodlum? And I tell them, just show up.
Yeah.
And you'll feel them vibes, and you'll know. Like once you feel the vibes, you'll know. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You just gotta be there.
That's facts.
So I got 2 questions for you. One, how would you describe your style to somebody who doesn't know Super Bro or the Humble Hoodlums?
Well, Humble Hoodlum, I would describe as just a family, you know, a place where you can go to. It's like a safe place, you know, and when it's not a safe place, we change that. You know what I'm saying? If anything ever happens where it's not a safe place, we immediately make sure that it's a safe place again. As like, I don't want to get into like anything specific, but people have seen in the past when those types of things have happened. Like,
you guys come together.
Yeah, hoodlums come together and we take care of one another, you know? So Humble Hoodlum is just a family, and it's a melting pot. You know, we got people, everybody got a different style. We got horrorcore artists. We got people that are, you know, more hip-hop R&B-ish, you know? Like, we have Knowledge is another affiliate who is just like straight up hip-hop. You know what I'm saying?
Biblical bars.
Yeah.
Like.
You know, we got people all across the spectrum when it comes to the talent in the Humble Hoodlum stable, artists and affiliates. And so it's hard to even say what the style is. Just I try to direct everything into a golden era hip hop vibe, just how it felt back when, you know, Eminem and Method Man and DMX and, you know, Def Jam. What was it? What was that Def Jam concert? I can't remember, but it had everybody. I had the CD. But you know, just no, but it wasn't Summer Jam. It was I can't remember what it was. But you know, like Violator era vibes. You know what I'm saying? Just like I'll remember it later. I'll sit up like 4:00 in the morning. I'm like, that's what it was.
Just hit the blunt.
But you know, just the golden era vibes where like hip hop was fun, but it was still aggressive. You know what I mean? And for me, I'm just trying to have a good time and make the music that I want to hear, because a lot of times I can't find what I want to hear. Mm-hmm. So people ask me like, what do you listen to? And I just listen to myself and beats most of the time, unless I'm listening, just checking something out from one of my people, because for the most part, I don't hear what I want, so I make it for myself. You know, and luckily so far people have enjoyed it, but but that's my whole thing. I'm making what I want to hear and hoping that people enjoy it, and so far they have. So you know, let's keep it up.
And I think people just like with it for the simple fact of that idea. You know what I mean? Like people just like resonate to that.
It's authentic.
Just like, yeah, it's authentic.
Right. Okay,
cool. And I think in today's era, like authentic is what people really need right now.
Yeah, it's what's lacking. Everything's very superficial, especially in hip hop. You know what I mean? So it's nice to find like legitimate communities where people want to see you succeed. So that's definitely something big. So let me ask you another question here. So if there's something that you could have told yourself when you first started off, doing music, what would that thing be?
Invest in Bitcoin.
Okay, let's. But
what I would tell myself,
invest in Bitcoin.
That's what I would have told myself then. No, but really, what I would say to myself is like, I would have told myself to start doing everything that I could myself way earlier. Stop waiting for other people to give me opportunities. I would have told myself to do that way earlier. You know, because when you're starting out as an artist, most artists have gone through that period where they're like, I'm going to make this thing and it's going to take me to where I want to go. You know what I'm saying? And then I tell all artists I work with, at some point, it's like a rite of passage for hip hop to break your heart. You know what I'm saying? You do this thing, you're like, this is the vehicle that's going to take me there, and then it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? You're looking at it and you're like, 15 views, right? You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's where you have to like, once you go through that rite of passage, then you start to like really think, what can I do for myself? Hopefully, you know. And I would have told myself at a young age, just do everything yourself now and let the chips fall where they may. You know what I'm saying? So that's the best advice I could give to anybody is, you know.
Yeah.
That's fire. But what you just spoke on, people forget. Like, you can't skip steps. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta go through that, like, the no's. You have to go through the rejection. You have to go through the 3 plays on your song, like, to get to that point. Because then otherwise you're not gonna appreciate it. Or it's just going to be empty. Like, people buy a lot of streams just to see the numbers. But if you don't see the progress, like, I want to see my thing going like this. Like, I want to see my line going up and down. I don't want to see it go straight up. That's not realistic for me.
Because then it's going to go straight down.
Right, literally. Exactly. Exactly. But I feel like, you know, what Ro's talking about is just, like, longevity. Yeah. Longevity. And that's what I see and hear whenever I hear you speak, when I see your posts, your lives. If he's live, you know people are tuning in.
Yeah.
And that's facts. Yeah. You know that, like, yeah.
Shows are bigger than like a lot of the bigger names out here be thrown in. Like, them humble hoodlums should be hacked.
Facts.
Fire marshals get called.
I was just gonna say, let's talk about that show.
Oh,
because that a lot of people don't know about that.
No, the one time the fire marshal came out, because when we was at the VFW,
they lined us up.
Yeah, they lined us up. I'd never seen nothing like that. They passed the mic around, had us counting ourselves. The mic came to me. I was like,
I know this one lady. She came into the spot. She came up to me. She's like, Mario, I don't know what's going on, but task force is walking in right now. Literally, the second she told me that, I looked over her shoulder, and there's 5 task force officers coming into the spot like they was looking for somebody or something. We was like, are y'all good and shit? They was like, nah, there's too many people in here. We can only have a certain amount of people.
Wasn't this before COVID?
Way before COVID.
Yeah, it was during COVID time.
But I will say that like with enough time away from the event, I can say this publicly. We had way too many people in there. It was like capacity was like 100. There was like 160 people there. Like
that's funny though. This is how you know their community is so serious about like their fan base and stuff, right? Like he said, there was like 100, I don't know, like 50 something people in there, whatever. And then so the marshal, whatever, came in. He was like, to have a live performance inside, you can only have up to like 99 people or something.
That's what it was at that spot, yeah.
Yeah. So then willingly, people who already paid for a ticket, who were there at the show, they was like, look, I will leave the show so they can continue the show. So people were leaving so we could continue, and the police just threw a whole fit. Because I ain't gonna lie, everybody started tripping out, and it was like, na 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 na, hey, goodbye. And they was like, fuck though, we're shutting this whole shit down. And they shut the whole shit. Yeah, they shut the whole shit down.
I don't like the better at that joint.
Oh yeah.
Memories.
Hoodlums are resilient though. Like that's one thing. Plans rarely survive humble hoodlums. So like we're ready.
There was people outside of the show. Like cops were like at the door. Like they were like nobody else can come in. We had like a row of people still trying to get in.
People still trying to get in, right?
Oh yeah.
They're just kicking people out.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, that was a crazy time. But like I said, the support is real. The support is real.
Yeah, shout out to the hoodlums, man. All of this is
them.
People commenting online.
What they saying?
They were saying.
They said that shit was crazy. I remember that.
Yeah. They said invest in Sheeb. It's like Dogecoin. They said this shit was crazy. I remember that. When it got to my number, I was so lost. I guess this was someone in the crowd.
Oh yeah, because another thing they made us do, right? They was like everybody in the audience. They was like, we need to get a head count on how many people are in here. So like some fucking little kids, they all made us pass around the microphone. 1, 2, 3,
wasting
4,
time, man. People,
5, 6, the whole.
Now the thing, people got more excited the closer it got to 100, and I'm in the back like,
yo, we're at like 15 right now. Like,
literally.
We hit like 85, and people started getting hyped because they wanted to be 100, and I'm like, no, you don't want to be 100.
You don't want to be that. Well.
Nah, man, that was a fun, crazy time, and it was good, man.
Yeah, that was crazy.
None but love.
Yeah, and definitely, again, shout out to you, just because, like, you know, you were one of the first people to, you know, get us hip to shows and stuff as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we started doing shows with Wisdom Court, Humble Hoodlums.
Shout out to Wisdom Court.
Yeah, shout out to Wisdom Court. You know, Billy Live, and you know, it's just crazy because you know, there's not that much. Like you said, that community part, that's what I feel like people were lacking. So, you know, I think you just need to know your significance.
I appreciate that.
You know what I mean? I feel like, you know, sometimes we don't give people their flowers as much as we should.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and just, you should know, like, you have had a huge impact, not only on the community, but on CKG specifically.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Straight up.
I really do appreciate that. I'll give you the $50 for saying that later.
Oh, yeah.
No, I really do appreciate that. I really do appreciate that, and that means a lot. And that's all I'm really trying to do is, you know, I want everybody to succeed. You know, I'm not one of these artists out here that's like, there's not a jealous bone in my body. There's no envy. Like I'm like out here championing everybody that I see doing it. Like Sonny Bronco just dropped a record, and that joint is ridiculous.
Shout out to Sonny Bronco, man.
Sonny. Nolan Village Soldier.
Right,
Nolan Village Soldier.
That
I heard you.
My video actually, the first video with the Lamborghini and stuff, that was shot in Nolan. So shout out to all my people in Nolan too, man.
Definitely. Nah, but that's love though, you know what I mean? And that's one thing I feel like, you know, you actually take that time to recognize the everything. Even you coming up here being like, yo, Tay just had something that dropped.
Right,
that's love. Not everybody's
right.
gonna do that. You know what I mean?
I ain't asking him to do it either. He just
I ain't asking to do it either.
You gonna get $50 after the show.
Right, you gonna get $50.
Yeah, that's where I'm gonna get the money for you from.
Hold up. We double dipping up in here.
Yeah, for real. But no, it's definitely all love, and like anybody affiliated with Humble Hoodlum, I'm always gonna do anything I can for them specifically, you know. And I try to do what I can for artists in the area in general, but my main energy is for anybody that has anything to do with Humble Hoodlum, and I'm always, anytime I have a platform. Tay just drops last week, I'm gonna come up here and say it 3 times. You know,
right.
I'm gonna also say that I drop next Friday too, Slap 4 on all streaming platforms.
And that's what we need more of. It's just that like genuine support. You feel me? Not because like you feel like you have to support somebody or anything like that. It should just be genuine. You know what I mean? Like, and people, like you said, people shouldn't get in their feelings about shit. Like, just because you share somebody's shit doesn't mean that another artist should get pissed off just because you share their stuff. You feel me? Like, there's no hard feelings behind it.
Yeah.
Like,
and nobody owes you anything in this
nobody
life.
owes you
You know what I mean? Like
nothing.
So okay. So you said a lot of great stuff. I wish we could keep talking to you for way longer. Because honestly, there's so much other questions I have for you. I'm not even going to front. But for time purposes, what is something that you want to leave people with? Like, what's a takeaway from Super Row that you want our audience to remember?
Number one, it'll be a 2-part thing. Number one, why I am Super Row. I'm Super Row because of the duality of all of this. Like, I'm sitting here and I'm talking to y'all, and really it's Lonnie Johnson you're talking to right now, you know. But when I get on the microphone and when I'm performing and stuff, I'm Super Row. I'm Superman. Super Row, the apostrophe is short for superhero. Because I'm Clark Kent right now. When I'm on stage, I'm Superman. When I'm on these records, I can say anything, I can do anything. I'm untouchable. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's lost on a lot of artists, that this is art and you should be creating art as much as you're expressing yourself. You should be creating art because that's what lasts. You know what I mean? Yeah. And the last thing I'll leave y'all with is the same thing I leave everybody with all my lives. You know, love yourself, love everybody else, and then it's all love.
Right. That's facts.
And it's all love.
That's facts. All right, before we close you out of this interview thing, let them know where they can find you, man. Like, all your social medias and stuff, where people can join to become a hoodlum.
It's The Real Super Row on any platform, The Real Super Row. No spaces, no apostrophe. No spaces. And then humblehoodlum.com has everything else that you need. You can find your way to a little bit of everything from humblehoodlum.com. So.
All right, so make sure you guys go check out humblehoodlum.com. We're going to put that in the comments, too. That way people can go check it out.
And we got a show next month, the Dread I Loves You party, February 19th at Cafe 611.
Hey! We're going to add that in the comments, too. Let people know what's up. All right, guys.
Sorry, we have some comments.
Go ahead.
Got to make sure you give our people online their flowers.
Yep.
So everybody's saying, hey, what's up, hoodlums? Anna Hoppengardner said hello. Sarah Steen said hoodlums say hey.
A lot of hearts.
Lots of hearts. Hey, hoodlums. It's all about the love.
Yeah, I love y'all. Shout out to Anna.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to y'all at home. Shout out to everybody in the audience, man.
Shout out to everybody tonight. Y'all was lit.
Yes, raise your Jiggy sodas.
Yes.
Oh, they did it. Right. Hey, I still got it.
Yes.
With it.
Na.
That might be a copyright.
Not what we do. Alright, don't let Will Smith hear that. But in the pants, right? The pants?
The tight pants.
The tight pants.
Jingle will have all tight pants.
But all right, y'all. Well, thank you again so much, Super Row.
Man,
round of applause.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Round of applause for y'all. Y'all the best.
This was a great time, but
it's not over.
It's not over. You thought it was over.
What's next?
So we have a live music performance to end the show out. Gotta do y'all right. We got someone special, and we got 2 artists in the booth this time.
Ooh, 2 artists,
not
one.
2 artists, not one.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, pets and dogs, grandmas and uncles, and whatever the hell else.
Clergy folk.
Yes. Give it up for our special performances today. Shockin' and Devodadon.
Man, I knew you was a hoe. Shicey nigga posted on my block like a corner store. You get no love in this city, and on top of that you broke. I got that 5.56 extended clip, it hit you in your mask. Play my favorite song with the chopper, but it doesn't jam. You off your rocker, my teeth sharper than Baracas. You a fan, like Melina, I'm just master as a monster. You like damn, this ain't Facebook. What's the status of him, Doc? Is he a real nigga or just RoboCop? Nigga stop, I can see right through the Photoshop. And to me it's evident that you're lost. Yeah. I saw it in your eyes, you pussy ass nigga. I should smack the taste out your mouth. Pussy nigga, how the fuck you such a loser? Man, I should've known it sooner. Didn't pay attention to rumors, now you left for dead like boomers. I'm a beast, people know when I'm riding up and down through the streets. You can't kick it with me, bitch, I bought myself some brand new cleats. Go to seas, inside is where I go and tame this beast. You a creep, and your entire life on top of that is weak.
Cause I'm fed up, man, I knew you was a hoe. Pussy nigga posted on my block like a corner store. You get no love in this city, and on top of that, you're broke. You get no love in this city, and on top of that, you're broke.
I got that 5.56 extended clip, it hit you in your mask. Play my favorite song with the chopper, but it doesn't jam. You off your rocker, my teeth sharper than Baracas. You a fan, like Melina, I'm just master as a monster. You like damn, this ain't Facebook. What's the status of him, Doc? Is he a real nigga or just RoboCop? Nigga stop, I can see right through the Photoshop. And to me it's evident that you're lost. Yeah. Out your mind, looking for it, now you freaking lost. I'm a boss, no suit and tie, did it at no cost. Take a loss, fat pockets looking like Rick Ross. Who is us? That is me and the squad is real. We can't trade up cause I'm fed up, man, I knew you was a hoe. Shicey nigga posted on my block like a corner store. You get no love in this city, and on top of that you broke. Look, I got that 5.56 extended clip, it hit you in your mask. Play my favorite song with the chopper, but it doesn't jam. You off your rocker, my teeth sharper than Baracas. You a fan, like Melina, I'm just master as a monster. You like damn, this ain't Facebook. What's the status of him, Doc? Is he a real nigga or just RoboCop? Nigga stop, I can see right through the Photoshop. And to me it's evident that you're lost.
Yeah. Okay. Hey. Okay. I be murkin', I won't stop splurging till that surgeon close them curtains. I be murkin', I won't stop splurging till that surgeon close them curtains. Okay, now all of y'all niggas be perpin'. I'm working into my mansion as an eminent safe. I won't get caught up unless a certain individual person turns into a snake. I'ma get rid of a pussy nigga, then keep ballin' out with the residual pay. If we get physical, I will get rid of you. Talk about him in a spiritual way. Now drop a bag on that nigga head. When I'm done, I got him speaking gibberish. Out his ass, he be talking fast. I'ma break a promise over differences, cause I ain't too hungry to stop now. I'ma rock out with my cock out. I be flexing on nigga with top down. Anytime it's up, you better clock out. I ain't even making coffee, but I'm getting Starbucks. You know it, man. Y'all all fuck like OnlyFans. I'ma make you meet the only holy man. Holy matrimony. Y'all be capping, homie. Y'all be rapping about life and you acting phony. Fuck the police, they don't have to know me. I ain't never snitching like Ratatouille. My policy for bitches is no contact, cause I got a bad bitch. Tell them hoes to get back. Only real niggas know where I'm at, and I be trolling all these dummies like I'm no life shack. Yeah, I be murkin', I won't stop splurging till that surgeon close them curtains. I be murkin', I won't stop splurging till that surgeon close them curtains.
All of these niggas ain't working, my purpose is certain. I know I'm just destined to be hating on Shock, will do you no good. I'm a man now, but this boy ought to go beast. You don't want beef like pigs in the sheets. I'ma take what you owe me like I got the receipt. And don't even worry about my partners, they can come to your house and shake you out your sleep. But it doesn't have to get physical as long as you keep it chill on the digital. Rappers nowadays, raps are so minuscule because they not in my pinnacle. I'm lurking and murking till we get residuals. Always remember I'ma wish out the chemicals. Told you on no pizza boy, I'ma go get the dough. My Magnum main attraction like a centerfold.
I be murkin', I won't stop splurging till that surgeon close them curtains. I be murkin', I won't stop splurging till that surgeon close them curtains. Yeah. Whenever you need me, I'll be on the road. I can't have you sitting out here alone in a broken home with nobody to hold. Call my phone. Whenever you need me, I'll be on the road. I can't have you sitting out here alone in a broken home with nobody to hold, yeah.
Call my phone, used to hit me up, but now I'm all alone. Can't you see that we are not in our zone? This shit got me gone. I wish I had a clone, yeah. But I was losing focus, I felt so hopeless. You said we got this, we really don't got shit. I'm telling you, why you telling me? Just call my phone, just call me please. Just call my phone and you know it will be alright. I used to be up late at night just living life, drinking Sprite and taking shots with you. Going to the mall, girl, I used to shop with you. Goddamn, just call my phone, just hit my line, hit my jack. It's gonna be fine, you know the time, yeah, 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 yeah.
Call my phone, whenever you need me, I'll be on the road. I can't have you sitting out here alone in a broken home with nobody to hold. Call my phone, whenever you need me, I'll be on the road. I can't have you sitting out here alone in a broken home with nobody to hold, yeah. Hold it, she make it clapping at 4K focus. We were broken, can't take it back, but now we're chosen. I'm only showing emotion, I hope that this moment's golden. You helped me out at my lowest, that's why I know that we're growing. No second guessing, girl, you're my blessing. I know it's just for me, I would be sitting here alone, but now I got some company. You're my favorite cup of tea, think I'm lying, come and see. You're my favorite cup of tea, think I'm lying, come and see. Call my phone, whenever you need me, I'll be on the road. I can't have you sitting out here alone in a broken home with nobody to hold, yeah.
Yo! Shout out to Shockin and Devodadon!
Shockin, Devodadon, y'all killed it, man. That was too lit.
Yes.
Yes, that was so fun, man. Shout out to y'all. Yo, where can they find y'all?
Instagram, devo.da.don.
Okay, Devodadon.
Yeah, Devodadon.
And we'll put a link. We'll put a link in the video description to send y'all to his page. That way you can check him out. And same with Shockin, because y'all were very electric in there.
Yeah, y'all killed that. I heard your fucking vibe.
Y'all got Lonzo singing. Yo, shout out to everybody tonight. Tonight's episode was so lit, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was dope. Shout out to everybody in the audience. Shout out to everybody at home on the comments.
Our audience was lit in here, so thank you. Everybody at home was interacting all night, so shout out to y'all. Again, we have such a good time doing this, so please keep the submissions coming in. Keep the community growing. Subscribe, like, and share. And until next time, y'all, this is CKG Sound.
Yeah, and out to the hoodlums listening, let's get some of y'all on the show too.
Yeah, definitely. The hoodlums, y'all are always welcome and have a home here with CKG Sound.
Yep. All right, that concludes our show for the day.
See y'all next time.